Wednesday. I am overland. It is October 30th, almost Halloween. Today's laundry day for me. And our thought today is sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Sorry, I'm all up in you guys' face. I'm trying to get this and do that. I was watching a lot of my influencers last night, yesterday, daily. It's a routine that I go through to see what I can share with you guys and also how it can relate to my own life. And in all, it helps me to have a better day. So, David Shea, it's Shands, David Shands. I think that's probably how you say his name. But he's with Sleep is for Suckers. So sleep, the word sleep is the number 4 Suckers. And he's part of Eric Thomas's. If you don't know Eric Thomas, you need to go find out who he is all over the internet because he is amazing. But David was saying yesterday why people give up on their why is because, and you'll hear this with a lot of motivational speakers, what is your why? They'll always ask you, what is your why? Or they'll ask you, what do you want in life? And stuff like that. And he gave an example how certain people start off and they're so excited. The usual why is my family, my kids, my wife or husband is a why. And then he said 6 months later, all of a sudden, the excitement that the person had at the beginning when they started their business or started their nonprofit, it dies out. And he's like, so does that mean that their excitement and their love for their family has died out? Because that's the ultimate why, is working for your family, your legacy and stuff. And he said it's not so much that their love decreased from 6 months prior, but it's because their why, they forgot what their why was about. They allowed their discouragement to get to them. They allowed naysayers and just a bunch of different reasons of why they've given up 6 months later. And so right before I woke up, really woke up and got out of my bed, I was thinking, because my why, when I first heard that term from Trent Shelton about 11 years ago, 11 years ago, when he first had a video and asked us to find our why. My why was at the time my brother's passing. Well, my why before that, because I'm single, was building so that when my spouse comes and my kids come, I'm set. I'm already set, and we would build off of that foundation. Both whys have gotten me through a lot of hard times, a lot of rock bottom times, but as of right now, it hasn't sustained me. And the only reason being is because I haven't fed that why. I haven't constantly, or not even constantly, I haven't consistently done what it needs to be done to grow that why and grow. Like if you think of a tree and that why is the tree, I haven't fed the roots so that tree could grow, the branches can grow, and that the leaves would be an example of hardship and obstacles, that even though we think those leaves are going to be there forever, every season, as the seasons change, those leaves fall off. And so instead of having our determination and our determination and our faith fall off, we should just let those leaves fall off, those setbacks, disappointments fall off. And so, long story short, is that I woke up today still with those other two whys as my go to. But I rarely hear people say, and I feel like I had this revelation and this thought because I need to not only work on better preparing myself, but work on truly loving myself. So I'm sharing with you guys today because of David's video and how that inspired me is I'm going to make my why, and I'm going to like update you guys here and there about how I'm doing, but I'm going to make my why me. My sister Penny Fuimono, she has partnered up with people I don't know yet, but they have what's called Selfish Box, and they're on IG, so you guys will want to look them up. But the Selfish Box is pretty much a self-care box for women, and they're gonna like push it out and let women know it's not selfish to taking care of themselves. And so my thought, along with sharing is caring, is that if you're wondering what your why is, or you can't figure out what your why is, I'm saying to you today, why not let that why be you? Why can't your why be you? And I think the biggest reason why people don't make the why them is because they don't love themselves big enough or just enough on a day-to-day basis. And it's good to have those other things, whether it's your why is your kids, your family, your brother, your sister, your parents. It's okay to have those as your why. But my personal revelation to me, to help me drive myself to a better spirit and to love other people better, is understanding that just like Trent Shelton says, it all starts with us. So why not let your why start with you? Because when you're mentally healthy, when you're emotionally healthy, when you're spiritually on point, everything falls into place. But when you're not, depression sets in, discouragement sets in, comparison sets in. And so I encourage you guys, you don't have to have that why, but it's not a bad why if you ever had the thought and you never acted on it. So how do I, yesterday we talked about fears and how to overcome fears. And so the biggest help that I've gotten this week, because I'm more intentional about it. If you haven't followed Winnie the Drew, it's WINNIETHEJROO. He's a local tattoo artist and he's hilarious. And I follow him, even though his language is graphic. I follow him because his aura, his spirit is so amazing. And granted, he is handsome, but aside from that, he is just a good energy boost. And his tagline every day is "Make your mother effing bed." And so I'm not saying to go follow him so you can only get a laugh. I'm saying follow him because he's truly a good soul. And I brought him up because he has encouraged us to have gratitude journals. Every day, write down what you're grateful for. I said it yesterday on the Selfish Box IG that this has been a lifesaver, because when you look at what you're grateful for every day, you don't have time to complain. You don't have time to be ungrateful. You don't have time to be moody and ugly. I actually was having a moody day yesterday, and then I just pulled it out and I was like, I need to write in this. And I only wrote a page, but it's amazing what happens when you write down your blessings, because then your spirit's just lifted and you just end up allowing your mind and your heart to be centered on Christ, on your family, on your goals. So shout out to Winnie the Drew. Go follow him. He's with Frost City, who's out here. It's Frost City Tattoo. That's one way that I'm improving my self care, my self love, and also adding to my wife, feeding my wife. And the whole thing about feeding my wife, that was another thing. I always bring him up, DeMar Jones, and he was talking today on his morning IG post. Pre-game. I feel like self-care is another way of preparing for whatever blessing you're asking for. But he was saying that, like, if you were to set up a trip and your pre-game or your prep work wasn't intact, you're going to go down and things are not going to work out for you. So my time's about up, but I just wanted to share a few more things about the pregame. If you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, this card, it's a bigger piece of paper, but I minimized it and then laminated it. But this card is called a patriarchal blessing. And this last week, I was like, I'm always looking at gurus and stuff, looking for my why. But the patriarchal blessing, not my why, my purpose. And I hadn't, it's always on my mind, but I hadn't been very serious in studying it. So if you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you know this blessing helps, but you have to have faith in getting it, maintaining it, and not forgetting what Heavenly Father wants us to do in this life. And if you're not a member, I would say go to the church website and look it up. Patriarchal blessing. Journaling. This is another journal aside from the gratitude journal. To just, usually it's my Sunday journal, what I'm learning in church. And scriptures. I don't read them regularly because I'm lazy and I fill my time with all my gurus, my motivational speakers, but I am going to work on it. So sharing is caring, guys. Sharing is caring. Follow the people that I have on this post. Find what makes you happy. Get outside. Look how beautiful. I'm sure you didn't see that because I went real fast. But I love you guys. I will be back tomorrow and report on how I'm doing with my wife. Take care.